Two things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the universe. There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. If you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you don't understand it yourself. If you want your children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales. If you want them to be more intelligent, read them more fairy tales. Logic will get you from A to Z. Imagination will get you everywhere. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. I speak to everyone in the same way, whether he is the garbage man or the president of the university. Never memorize something that you can look up. A clever person solves a problem. A wise person avoids it. Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. Any fool can know. The point is to understand. If we knew what it was we were doing, it would not be called research, would it? I have no special talents. I am only passionately curious. Try not to become a man of success. Rather become a man of value. The world as we have created it is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking. I know not with what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. You never fail until you stop trying. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. The measure of intelligence is the ability to change. The ideals which have always shone before me and filled me with joy are goodness, beauty, and truth. If I were to remain silent, I'd be guilty of complicity. The more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, it can only be changed from one form to another. I never teach my pupils, I only attempt to provide the conditions in which they can learn. Even on the most solemn occasions I got away without wearing socks and hid that lack of civilization in high boots. Play is the highest form of research. God is subtle but he is not malicious. A man should look for what is, and not for what he thinks should be. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it. Student is not a container you have to fill but a torch you have to light up. The only sure way to avoid making mistakes is to have no new ideas. Dancers are the athletes of God. You have to learn the rules of the game. And then you have to play better than anyone else. Life isn't worth living, unless it is lived for someone else. The only escape from the miseries of life are music and cats. It is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge. A foolish faith in authority is the worst enemy of truth. Three great forces rule the world: stupidity, fear and greed. The only source of knowledge is experience. Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. It has become appallingly obvious that our technology has exceeded our humanity. A true genius admits that she knows nothing. The hardest thing in the world to understand is the income tax. You cannot simultaneously prevent and prepare for war. Common sense is the collection of prejudices acquired by age 18. I believe in intuitions and inspirations. I sometimes feel that I am right. I do not know that I am. If at first the idea is not absurd, then there is no hope for it. Life is a preparation for the future, and the best preparation for the future is to live as if there were none. The revolution introduced me to art, and in turn, art introduced me to the revolution. The only real valuable thing is intuition. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge but imagination. The tragedy of life is what dies inside a man while he lives. A person starts to live when he can live outside himself. We cannot solve our problems with the same level of thinking that created them. The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education. I want to know God's thoughts, the rest are mere details. Intellectual growth should commence at birth and cease only at death. Information is not knowledge. I never made one of my discoveries through the process of rational thinking. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. Genius is 1% talent and 99% hard work. Nothing happens until something moves. I'd rather be an optimist and a fool than a pessimist and right. Out of clutter, find simplicity. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. Wisdom is not a product of schooling but of the lifelong attempt to acquire it. Few are those who see with their own eyes and feel with their own hearts. Imagination is the highest form of research. However rare true love may be, it is less so than true friendship. Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. I live in that solitude which is painful in youth, but delicious in the years of maturity. God does not play dice with the universe. The most incomprehensible thing about the world is that it is at all comprehensible. Only those who attempt the absurd can achieve the impossible. You can never solve a problem on the level on which it was created. The only thing that you absolutely have to know is the location of the library. I never think of the future, it comes soon enough. What a sad era when it is easier to smash an atom than a prejudice. Gravitation is not responsible for people falling in love. It is not that I'm so smart. But I stay with the questions much longer. Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. Creativity is intelligence having fun. If A is a success in life, then A equals X plus Y plus Z. Work is X, Y is play, and Z is keeping your mouth shut. Black holes are where God divided by zero. Everything must be made as simple as possible. But not simpler. The best way to cheer yourself is to cheer somebody else up. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. When you trip over love, it is easy to get up. But when you fall in love, it is impossible to stand again. Peace cannot be kept by force, it can only be achieved by understanding. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. A question that sometimes drives me hazy: am I or are the others crazy? Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. The pursuit of truth and beauty is a sphere of activity in which we are permitted to remain children all our lives. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. Time is an illusion. I must be willing to give up what I am in order to become what I will be. Love is a better master than duty. Blind belief in authority is the greatest enemy of truth.